the very first thing every single manager is going to go look at is not your resume, it's your LinkedIn profile, because we're lazy. Right now, like there's no back here, there's no image behind. You guys could go on, you can go on Canva and create an image, guys, in like 20, 30 minutes. That's like more of your personality of like who you are, like serving clients, whatever, like you can think about what that means. You don't have a summary section, where it's like, who is, because what you want to do, Jordan, is you need to reposition your work as the work you did that was relationship manager focused. Again, if I'm Jordan, I'm like, it's Jordan Powell. I love two things: retaining customers and growing relationships. Boom, 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 boom. Here's like more about me, but it needs to be more customer success focused. Same thing here. Right. You're kind of explaining what the company did. This should be about you serving customers. So you need to go through and spend like 3 hours on your LinkedIn profile.
Okay.
Again, and it's like, well, do you want to be an account executive or an account manager? Like, you got to make up your mind.
Yeah.
Like right now, like there's nothing that I want to hear less than anything. Well, I'm open to both. Like that means you're open to neither. Like for me, if you're go for the job, you go all in. What's your trajectory? And what is your, because again, for me, growth mindset's important. For me, growth, coachability are important. And so the things that I'm going to look for, and again, I would think about how you position your job titles here is like, what's the growth arc story? And can I quickly understand that? Or do I have to talk to you to understand it?
I see. Yeah.
What's the story your resume tells me to where these were step ups? These weren't just that you made 4-5 lateral moves. That to me is a flag. No chance you get hired. If someone's made 5 lateral moves, no chance I'm hiring them. 0. And I'm just telling you, because it's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people who want the next step, the next step, the next step. You'd make the changes. I'd start putting out at least a post a week, or I'd write an article on LinkedIn about the top 3 things everyone needs to know about account growth. So the top 4 things that everyone needs to know about customer retention. The top 4 things, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Put that out, and then guess what I'm going to then, so I want you to, first, what I'd love for you to do is write an article first, because I think an article, I'm just going to show you, this kid's an SDR, this kid Lior. And so this is what this kid does, and it's super applicable to prospecting for jobs the same way. So he writes these little articles, these little 800-word articles that are relevant to his industry. This one's like a top 10 list because he sells into legal. And what do you think he does? What do you think he forwards to people when he connects on, like once he connects? Hey, I know you're looking for CS. Here's an article I wrote about it. Immediately people are like, oh, Jordan wrote an article about this. Wow, that's pretty interesting. I think you've got to start to build your street cred digitally of you as an account manager. Right now, it's not there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think this is going to help you to cut through the noise real quick.
Yep.
But again, talk about what you know about account growth. Talk about what you know about account management. Start to reposition your digital presence as a leader here. So that would be my big thing for you. Is that make sure the world knows what you've done. You've got 1,600 followers. Lucy, you've got 973. Every morning, I would be connecting with 50 new customer success leaders. So that would be the other thing that I would be doing here. And if you all don't have LinkedIn Premium, there's a lot of different ways that you can do this just by doing some basic search stuff in LinkedIn. But you need to start to grow your networks. Step 1 is don't message anyone in talent acquisition. Don't just stop immediately, right? You want to email the hiring manager. You want to find out, or like the family of those people, right? So if I'm going after a customer success job, I'm going to go find director of customer success. Okay. So if I go to G2 here, let's just type in mix panel. Since you were, Lucy, you're at Seamless Docs, right? All right. So there are, for Seamless Docs, okay, here you go. Here's a competition, right? Here's who they're up against, DocuSign, right? Does this look familiar to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I'm going to go and I'm going to say, look, to be in customer success, I'm sure we're constantly under assault at the enterprise level from companies like DocuSign and, et cetera. And then companies like EverSign, PandaDoc, and HelloSign are kind of nipping at our heels from some of the more SMB. Where I think I can bring value to this is in my previous roles, I've been a player that's serving both people. I'm not 100% sure if this is this, but based on that, I think I can be a really good fit, and I really understand the space quite a bit. I've been on G2 for 5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Reviews. So, and I just want to put this in perspective for you. I don't know how many there are for Seamless, but you can see DocuSign has 1,400 reviews. EverSign has 1,200 reviews. You know, yeah, it's like Seamless like isn't even in the conversation. Like they have reviews. Why am I not seeing the reviews for? Maybe Seamless Docs just don't even have any reviews, which is really sad. But it doesn't really matter because again, like I would use this here. So same thing. Like let's just go up. Let's go to Mixpanel. Again, Mixpanel has 265 reviews. All right, so they've actually done some stuff optimizing their page, just so you know. Like this is what it looks like when you do that. So they've got product information, reviews, etc. So you can go and again, whether it's the current company you're looking at, then you can start to see some of the reviews here, right down here. And then there's a way that you can go in top rated alternatives, Heap and Pendo, right? And then, yep, see all the Mixpanel alternatives. Number 1 is Heap. Number 2 is Pendo, CleverTap, Google Analytics, Adobe, right? So I'm sure these all look familiar to you, Jordan.
Yep.
Right? So again, I go and I look, okay, well, it looks like Heap is doing this. This is somebody talking about Mixpanel as a part of this review. So what do you list like? Heap's UI might be a lot cleaner than Mixpanel's, but it's two-way street. Cleaner UI means it's more time consuming to build, more complex. Fuck, boom. It's exactly what I would do. I'd say, hey, look, I've read the reviews on G2 from why people choose Heap, etc. It sounds like there's some, like people enjoy the UI of some of these other platforms, but the simplicity. I think, what I'm really strong at as an account manager is working with organizations, like working with customers to help to make sure that they find the right solution, not just the next slick tool. So I've been on Mixpanel now for, I don't know, 4 minutes, and I've got my message. So now I want you to imagine sending that as a DM, right? What do you think is going to cut through the noise? You started to think. It shows me. I'm like, wow, Jordan's smart. She's thinking about it. She's thinking about. She's just not hitting send all on resumes. Like she actually took the time to think about it. So there you go. But some of the advice I'm giving you in the interview: are you showing up to the interview prepared? Like that's my number one piece of advice. Are you showing up that you've done a due diligence on this company? I've already talked to 3, like, again, if you're trying to change careers or up level, you guys got to work 4 times harder. So what I would do, I go buy LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I'd create a list in LinkedIn Sales Navigator that had the top 8 companies and the job titles of the boss's boss of the people that I want, director of blah, whatever it is. I then every day would connect with however many of them that were there, right? And then I would then start to DM those people based on what I just talked about. And I guarantee, there's a 0% chance I don't get an interview with every single one of those fucking companies. 0%. Because I'm just going to keep going.